Hi everyone. In this video we are going to solve this question, and we have a 3 raised to the power a plus 3 raised to the power b plus 3 raised to the power c. This is equal to 2457, and we find the value of a, b and c, and in our question it's given that a, b, c belong to a natural number. So let's start. The given information is 3 raised to the power a plus 3 raised to the power b plus 3 raised to the power c is equal to 2457. In the first step, we look at this left hand side. We multiply and divide this side by 3 raised to the power c. So multiply this 3 raised to the power c and also divide this side by 3 raised to the power c. Now in the next step, we write this as a 3 raised to the power c. We then 3 raised to the power a over 3 raised to the power c plus 3 raised to the power b over 3 raised to the power c, 3 raised to the power c plus 3 raised to the power c over 3 raised to the power c. This is equal to 2457. Now in the next step, this 3 raised to the power c and 3 raised to the power c cancel. So here we just get 1. Copy the remaining value. This is 3 raised to the power c, multiply 3 raised to the power a over 3 raised to the power c plus 3 raised to the power b over 3 raised to the power c plus 1. This is equal to 2457. Now in the next step, we want to write this right hand side with base 3. So divide this 2457 by 3. So 3 8s are 24, 3 1s are 3, then this is a 5. Subtract 3 from 5, we get 2, and this next time is a 27, and 3 9s are 27. Now again divide this by 3. So 3 2s are 6. This is a 8. The remaining is a 2. Here we write 2. Then next is a 21, and 3 7s are 21, and 3 3s are 9. Now again divide this by 3. 3 9s are 27, and 3 1s are 3. We cannot divide this 91 by 3, so we write this as a 3 raised to the power 3 multiply 91. Now at the next step, look at this. Left hand side is a product of two values. First value is this one and the second is this one. And right hand side is also a product of two values. First is this one and second is this one. So if we compare, then we can say that 3 raised to the power c is equal to 3 raised to the power 3. And this remaining is a 3 raised to the power a over 3 raised to the power c plus 3 raised to the power b over 3 raised to the power c plus 1. This is equal to 91. Now look at this. The base is same, which is a 3. So we can compare their exponents. This implies c is equal to 3. Now in the next step, look at this. We subtract a 1 on both sides. Then we get 3 raised to the power a over 3 raised to the power c plus 3 raised to the power b over 3 raised to the power c. This is equal to 91. In this step, we subtract a 1 on both sides. Then we get this one. Now in the next step, we write this as a 3 raised to the power a plus 3 raised to the power b over 3 raised to the power c. This is equal to 91. And in the next step, we multiply this equation by 3 raised to the power c on both sides. This will cancel. We just get 3 raised to the power a plus 3 raised to the power b. This is equal to 90 multiply 3 raised to the power c. And c in our question is equal to 3. So here we write 3. Now in the next step, we look at this left hand side. We multiply and divide this side by 3 raised to the power b. Multiply this value and also divide this value. In the next step, we write this as a 3 raised to the power b multiply 3 raised to the power a over 3 raised to the power b plus 3 raised to the power b over 3 raised to b. This is equal to 90 multiply 3 raised to the power 3. The next step, this 3 raised to the power b and 3 raised to the power b cancel, we just get 1. So we write this as a 3 raised to the power b multiply 3 raised to the power a over 3 raised to the power b plus 1 is equal to 90, and we want to write this 90 with base 3. So this is a 90, divide this by 3, we get 30. Divide this 30 by 3, we get 10. So we write this 90 as a 3 square multiply 10, and the remaining is a multiply 3 raised to the power 3. Now add these two values. For this we apply this identity, which is a raised to the power n multiply a raised to the power m. As we know, this is equal to a raised to the power n plus m. We apply this identity on this value. So we get 3 raised to the power b over multiply 3 raised to the power a divide 3 raised to the power b plus 1 is equal to 3 raised to the power 5 multiply 10. Now by comparing, we can say that 3 raised to the power b is equal to 3 raised to the power 5, and this remaining part is equal to 10. First of all, we solve this part. So base is the same, so we can say that exponent is also equal to each other, so b is equal to 5. Now we use this remaining part, which is a 3 raised to the power a over 3 raised to the power b plus 1 is equal to 10. We solve this equation and find the value of a. So this will become a 3 raised to the power a plus 3 raised to the power b. Subtract a 1 on both sides, then we get 9. And we write this 9 as a 3 raised to the power 2, which is equal to 9. And in the next step, we multiply this equation. This is our 3 raised to the power a over 3 raised to the power 3 raised to the power b is equal to 3 raised to the power 2. Multiply this equation by 3 raised to the power b on both sides. So this will cancel. We just get 3 raised to the power a is equal to 3 raised to the power 2 multiply 3 raised to the power b. B is a 5. So here we write 5. And we write this as a 3 raised to the power a is equal to, add the exponent, then we get 3 raised to the power 7. And look at this, the base is same, which is a 3, so we can compare the exponent. This implies a is equal to 7. This is the value of a. So in our question, a is equal to 7, b is equal to 5, and c is equal to 3. The value of a, b, and c belong to a natural number, and also we satisfy this our second condition. So we have done.